Hello, Footballer Nation, and welcome to the greatest rising podcast in football. My name is Carson, and in case you couldn't tell by the decor, I'm a cardsaholic.
I'm Alex, and I'm a Billsaholic.
I'm Ian. I'm a Bearsaholic.
So much drama to get into in this episode, but before we do that, let's roll that intro. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Footballers Anonymous, coming at you after a crazy Week 12 in the NFL.
I disagree.
It wasn't crazy.
It was not crazy.
It was not this week.
I don't know, this one was pretty crazy. We had a lot of upsets.
No, there wasn't actually.
There was no upsets.
There was actually not a lot of upsets, and it was not a crazy week.
Okay. All right, this is the first week this season where none of our teams won a game.
That's literally not true.
That's true.
This is
You're
literally
just
true.
spreading misinformation. You're just spreading misinformation.
Okay, no, we are not doing this again. I'm not going to sit here while you two do something stupid. We are going.
So, we were just like, we're going to disagree with every single thing Carson says this time.
Yeah, he's 2 for 2. He's 2 for 2.
The people that don't know, we plan these out on the audio checks Carson does. So he takes a couple minutes to check our audio and do the balancing and everything so we sound good. We're just like, what should we do this week? So,
Every week he's gonna have to guess.
and considering it was not a crazy week, no, I'm kidding. It was a crazy week. We could talk about some crazy celebrations to start out.
Some crazy celebrations. Well, I think I saw someone ordered something off of like Amazon.
I actually also ordered the same thing off of Amazon.
What did
It's
you
right
order off
here.
of Amazon?
Yeah,
No way.
it's right here. I've heard it's pretty edible too. Now, unfortunately, I tried sending this to the Bears facility, but they did not receive it, so it ended up coming to me instead. So, but I heard it's pretty edible. Do you guys think this is edible or not?
He's holding up a W. Yeah, so after the
pretty
snow game, which I manifested by the way with my snowy Fanta video, Jameis Winston ordered a W off of Amazon. At least that's what he said.
He is the best. He should get in the Hall of Fame just for his speech skills.
Genuinely. And he also brought out a whole bunch of Browns fans who are apparently like some of the most dedicated NFL fans, just sticking it out through that game, especially when it's against the Steelers, because no,
Respect.
if it's a game, if it's a Thursday night game, first of all, and you're playing a team that you really should not beat, and it starts snowing like that, some of those videos were crazy. I would not want to stay there.
I would. I love the snow.
And you know, speaking of fans that are having a really rough time this season, Giants fans.
Yes. Oh, what a roller coaster this week. We didn't have the chance to talk about this last week. All right. So okay, obviously they gave Daniel Jones a huge contract. It was what, 160 over 4 years?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yep.
And then they benched him for Tommy DeVito. He was demoted to QB3. And then he was getting reps at scout team safety. He was the safety on scout team. And then he got fully cut from the team. They released him. So now Daniel Jones getting paid 40 million to sit at home all
Keep in
week.
mind, the Giants had to give up Saquon Barkley so they could pay Daniel Jones to sit at home.
Not only did Saquon Barkley go absolutely insane against the Rams, we'll talk about that later. Their quarterback replacement for the guy that they're paying $40 million was mocked by the other team's quarterback. He says he didn't. I don't think he actually did, but it was really funny when Baker Mayfield went to the end zone and just started doing the Tommy DeVito celebration, like for
Baker
the end.
Mayfield, but he was doing the Tommy DeVito celebration, but it was so
It was
aggressive.
so aggressive.
He was
So
just
aggressive.
like it was like the chef's kiss, but it was like
So incredibly aggressive.
that game was disgusting.
He said it was at the fans, which is why I kind of mentioned the fans are having a tough time. Also, just every sports Instagram page is just mocking the Giants right now. So
It's terrible.
On an additional note, this week Saquon had more yards himself than the entire Giants offense did. So
well, insult
so
to
say what
injury.
you want. Just say what you want about that.
Sacrificing a generational player for a low tier quarterback.
Danny Dimes.
Can't wait until he goes and saves a USFL team.
Yeah. Hey, that might be what's next for him. That might be what's next for him.
It might be. Maybe he'll play. Actually, I don't want him on the Michigan Panthers.
Hey,
I don't
we're gonna be covering the USFL during the NFL offseason.
UFL.
Will be.
Sorry. Thank you.
UFL.
Stay tuned when the NFL season ends and the UFL
I
season
don't know why I
starts. We will
said
be
the
covering the
USFL.
UFL season because they're officially expanding.
I was just about to cover that. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're officially expanding. Hopefully, this means that they're bringing back the Seattle Sea Dragons because they got absolutely robbed of their team, and that Seattle St. Louis rivalry, as Carson should know, was intense.
I do. I do happen to be a Battlehawks watcher, and
We all kind of have our teams. We're kind of light on the watching, like not light on the watching. We watch a lot, but light on the fanhood. But I kind of took the Panthers in as my own. Shout out Jake Bates.
Me and Carson were talking before we started recording. We said it would just make more they would just make more sense for them to just bring back the teams that they got rid of as an expansion. I would put them at 16, but who knows what they'll do. I used to be a Stars fan. R.I.P. Stars. Kate Cookus, you had a legend as a star, but so yeah, stay tuned for that.
Sorry, speaking of Jake Bates, I knew he was a stud when he hit that 60-something yarder against the Battlehawks to win the game.
okay.
At Ford Field. That was legendary. I wish they won the championship, man. But it was Birmingham again. Do we think anyone's gonna dethrone Birmingham before we move on to NFL stuff?
I guess people have to find out.
You'll have to find out and watch our UFL content.
We start covering it.
We're always saying that the Chiefs are gonna be the first team to three-peat. Disrespecting Birmingham, man.
They're just as close.
They are.
Arguably closer.
Two-thirds of the way there.
Oh, they did?
Yeah. Sorry. They won 2 USFL championships and then won the UFL one after that. So
okay.
They
They technically have three-peated then. That's pretty good. In other news, I want to talk about insult to injury. The Niners are getting even more injured. Brock Purdy and Nick Bosa were both out this week against the Packers, and that was a bloodbath. Like, I was kind of hoping for the Niners to lose. I really just wanted the field to get nuked, but that didn't happen.
Man.
But that was just ugly.
Do we think Nick Bosa is going to play against the Arizona Cardinal?
I think Nick Bosa.
Hey, there is an S on this poster. Arizona Cardinal.
This poster.
I do not see no S. I see a squiggly comma under the L. So
guys, this is the poster that I made because there's nothing behind me other than Tigger and Piglet from Winnie the Pooh. So Ian told me I needed to make some decoration. So I did, and this is my Arizona Cardinals poster. If you guys like it, I'll bring it back to the studio, you know, and it can be a permanent addition to the
It should be the Arizona Cardinal. Just erase the S. So and this kind of segues that we're on Thanksgiving break here, and you know, I did want to I know we're gonna get to the Bills later, but I wanted to highlight a little NFL type deal real quick because this also regards the Dolphins. If the Dolphins lose to Green Bay on Thanksgiving and the Bills beat the 49ers, will be the first team to win in division in week 13 since the Saints in 2017, I believe.
That sounds right.
We had a chance to
I'm
win the
just trying to
division.
think about the last time the Saints were relevant.
Well, no, they've been
It
relevant
wasn't
for a
even that
while.
long ago.
It wasn't even that long. Like they were relevant 2020 and they won the division over Tampa and the Bucks and Brady. It was just
I
I think
forgot about that year. That was
it was either 2017 or 2018 where that division was really god awful and the Saints just ran away with it. I believe it was
I
2017.
think it was
Both divisions.
2021. I'm
No,
pretty.
no, no, no. That's no. Well,
No,
no.
they made
I'm
the
not.
playoffs in 2021.
2021 was the year that the Bears played them in the playoffs.
No, but I'm talking about when the rest of the that was the Tom Brady year. I'm talking about when the rest of the division was absolutely god awful. It was
That's
I
most
believe it was
years.
27. I believe it was the Minnesota Miracle year. I believe because I don't
Mm.
think anyone else was even close, and that's when they won the division because they went 13-4 13-3 that year I believe or 12-4 one of the two.
Hmm.
I don't remember.
I don't know.
Aaron Rodgers wants to play for a new team in 2025.
Who's gonna take this man?
Listen,
Shanghai.
you know where he's gonna go? He's gonna go to the Raiders, and he's gonna request that they trade for Devontae Adams.
He definitely will. And then he'll blame all of his issues on Devonte Adams when he comes.
Yeah, Antonio Pierce is getting fired if he goes to Vegas because he's gonna get Antonio Pierce fired.
Yep.
If he doesn't get fired this year, which I don't, it's not his fault that they're atrocious necessarily because that team is just god awful, but also they're 2 and whatever, so it's plausible.
I
And
mean,
yeah,
if you're
speaking of the
wondering,
Raiders, Gardner Minshew was out for the season.
This is true.
so they're looking for a quarterback, Daniel
Yeah.
Jones.
See,
Daniel
I know they
Jones.
want Daniel Jones, but I really think the Cowboys should sign Daniel Jones for that Thanksgiving game.
No,
No.
but I want the
Just for one game. Just
masterclass.
for one game.
I want the masterclass Thanksgiving game between Tommy DeVito and Cooper Rush. Okay, that is going to
No,
be game
no,
of
you
the
can get
week
Tommy DeVito
material.
versus Daniel Jones.
Oh wait, that'd also be stacked.
Just for one game. They have him for one game, and they drop him. They sign him. They signed him Thursday. Drop him Thursday.
Beat the Giants.
Just to not even to beat, just to play the Giants. Who knows how that game will go?
I honestly think they would beat the Giants. They beat the Commanders the other day in a wild one. Speaking of that Commanders Cowboys game, Cavante Turpin might have hit the nastiest B move I have ever seen in a football game. That was absolutely ludicrous what he just hit on them.
I had people over when that game was on because we have some family friends who are Seahawks fans who are coming to watch that game. Um, and we were watching we had multi-view up because we were super invested in the Bears game that was happening. Sorry, Ian. And this Cowboys game for some reason. And we watched him spin. And when you look at it, especially from the side, that spin move originally looked so stupid. It looked so stupid. There was like no one. It didn't look like there was anyone even close to him, and he just did a spin. But it worked because the people were missing tackles, and he just went for it. It was super impressive and really good, like quick thinking. It looked super stupid at first, but it was such a great move.
I know we mentioned me and Ian in particular, like big USFL fans. He's another one that's just and Cavante Turpin's a dog.
He was a beast. When I first watched him in the USFL on the Stallions, I was like, dude, he was the league MVP. He was a beast. It's honestly, I wish the Cowboys utilized him more. They utilized him on kick return, which is great, but I wish they utilized him more as a receiver.
He is good. Like I
Yeah.
think he could be a really good weapon for him. Granted, they don't have a quarterback right now, and they're not gonna make the playoffs.
Daniel
Not
Jones.
Nacho year. New Doritos flavor nacho year. Um, Puka Nakua didn't know what division the Rams are playing in.
I don't
I
know if it's
can't.
possible.
I don't know how that's possible, but I also don't blame him for not knowing the absolute dumpster fire of a division he's in.
Yes.
Um,
I don't even think that excuses. I don't know how you can be in the NFL and not know divisions.
Really look up like even like on the internet NFL standings like
You
when
should automatically know that you play your division teams twice a year.
right.
I mean,
You
yeah,
know
this
what's
is his second year. He's I don't know. He's just too
you,
locked into the game apparently.
maybe. You know what
He
might be
he
worse?
takes 1 week at a time to a whole new level.
You know what might be worse?
What might
Jerry
be
Jones
worse?
saying that it's very plausible that Mike McCarthy gets a contract extension.
What?
What?
He said that today. I saw it right before we started recording. He said it is very plausible that Mike McCarthy gets a contract extension because he's a Super Bowl winning coach and he knows what he's doing.
Dude,
What
Jerry
Super Bowl did he
Jones.
win?
He won in 2011 with Aaron Rodgers.
Oh,
He didn't do that. That was Rodgers. That's insane. The Cowboys are not going to win a Super Bowl in our lifetime, which I'm not too unhappy about, but or at least until Jerry Jones is either selling the team or deceased, which
We hope
in-game.
for the first. We hope for the first.
we hope for the first. We hope he sells the team,
Of course.
but I don't think he will.
Really not.
I don't think he will.
No. Got to give a shout out to our dog, Will Levis. Okay? Will Levis, since October, he has the best passer rating of his draft class, the 2023 draft class, and it's not even close, okay? His passer rating since the start of October is 97.4, which is really good. In second is Bryce Young with 83.5, and they are above both CJ Stroud with 81.2 and Anthony Richardson with 68.9. That might be one of the funniest stats from this week.
I mean, want to talk about Will Levis and funny?
I do.
Meme of the week. Whoa, whoa! Raise the roof. We got a doozy today. We got a doozy this week. This man, Will Levis. Something about him and throwing pick sixes, all right? Threw a pick six at the Texans defense, and when the ball was caught, he turned around, put his head down, and started sprinting. Head down sprint.
Man
And the
was
best
playing
part was,
Fortnite.
he was nowhere near him. The defender walked into the end zone. He was nowhere close to him. So yeah, there you
Hey,
go.
hey, I'm gonna
Typical MOTW.
I'm gonna give him props for that though, Loki. It's an improvement than just getting down on his knees with his hands up. So yeah, like he's putting the effort in at least, even if it's not gonna work. No! Oh no! Our table! It's broken!
All right.
Our next segment is the best. We asked you to ask us questions and we answered them. Now, we may have made a little oopsie this time and posted our questions poll a little bit late, but we still got a couple. Okay? So our first one comes from my dad. Okay? He's a
Whoa.
die-hard fan of the podcast. And he asked, who was our favorite guest on the Manning cast last night? I don't know if anyone. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if anyone was watching last night, but we have Bill Belichick, both Luke and Owen Wilson, and Mike Vrabel on the Manning cast last night.
Really good. That was a really good Manning cast. They did, like,
I normally don't like watching the Manning cast. I don't usually find them that entertaining, but like I mean, if you get Owen Wilson on there, you got to turn it on. He is definitely my favorite.
Yeah,
That's
Owen
what I was
Wilson.
Owen Wilson was great. Shout out Bill Belichick, who's becoming a regular on the Manning cast. I actually love watching the Manning cast.
I do actually enjoy hearing. I basically enjoy everyone on that podcast except the Mannings.
See, no, I can't agree on it. And this is not me just disagreeing. I love the Manning cast. I watch it every Monday night. Over unless
I mean, you're allowed to
sometimes
do that.
sometimes when we're playing, I won't watch the Manning cast. But even when we were playing the Jaguars, I turned on the Manning cast because I wasn't worried about that game. But
um, Alex, there was a question directed at you on our
no.
Instagram. Do you wanna? Yeah, let me pull this up real quick. We've got this is from Full Access Travel. So
Ooh,
yeah, you're getting some big names asking you questions. It says, "Is Alex excited to sit in a potential snowstorm at the Bills game?" Alex about to be
absolutely.
like a Browns fan?
Not like a Browns fan because I'm actually happy, but that is an absolute
Actually
yes.
happy is crazy.
Actually happy.
Just trust. No, I would love if that game was a snow game. That's just if we blow out the Niners for the division in a snow game, and I'm just
Could you
listening
please?
to, huh?
Could you please?
Oh yeah, especially if the Dolphins lose on Thursday, like that's for the division, and then on top of that, you get all the Mr. Brightside in the stadium just playing. Oh, it's gonna be great. I'm gonna love that game as long as we don't have the same fate as Ian.
Bro, the Cardinals are gonna lose to the Carolina Panthers.
Yo, what the heck? I didn't even
Bro,
do anything.
all of the games we attend, our teams are gonna lose.
Here's the thing.
We're not losing to the Panthers.
I honestly, at in the beginning of the season, it was no chance the Cardinals lost that. But Bryce Young has been looking insane. I watched the entirety of that Chiefs Panthers
Okay,
game. Ooh,
but what you also need to understand is that every single time we have played a bad team, they have been like coming up on the ups, and then we just blow them out. Like the Jets, we beat them after that Thursday night win against Houston.
that's
I
true.
mean, the Bears just already kind of sucked, but they had
All
hope
right.
previously, and then we absolutely just destroyed them.
Yeah,
They
you
were,
guys are losing to Carolina
they were
now.
4-3 at that point. They were almost 5-2. It's caught in the back in the end zone.
Okay.
Anyway,
Um.
Anyways,
Oh, all right. One more thing I want to say. You can't say that we're all gonna lose because did the Bears really lose after that game? They fired Shane Waldron.
yes, we still lost. It was 19-3. It was disgusting.
It
yeah.
was a moral win.
Anyway,
Anyways, moving on to some other Instagram content. Alex,
Oh, hi. Yes, the comment of the week. This
that's
one,
staying in.
yeah, actually, honestly, I'm okay with that saying. And so, our comment of the week, as I pull this up, the reason I have to pull it up is because this is the first and one of the only times you will ever see me considering a comment of the week as something that one of us wrote. Not because we did not have other comments, but because this is a fun little thing to revisit. So for Ian's
No, it's
prediction,
not. It's not a fun thing to revisit.
pretty fun thing to revisit. For Ian's midseason predictions, he had the Bears going 10-7. They're currently 4-7. The comment of the week is from
Technically, still could be true.
the comment of the week is from Carson Beardo 5. He says delusional being the key word here. He
for
was
reference,
that's
all of our predictions are called a delusional blank fan predicts their season. Um,
listen.
and so far we've done pretty well. Um,
I revised.
Except for Ian.
I
yeah. So this
revised.
random guy named Carson just decided to point out to Ian that he was maybe being a little too delusional, and yeah.
I revised.
No, to
The
hit 10
worst
and
part
7.
was even when Ian revised, he still predicted that the Bears were gonna beat the Patriots.
He had them 5-12, but only beating the Patriots, and they lost to the Patriots. So maybe they'll go 4-13.
That's what I've been saying the last 2 weeks. And you guys are
Uh,
like, no, you guys are gonna win at least 2 more games. No, we're going 4-13. But we are
Did
gonna win games now because Shane Waldron's gone. Anyway,
um
all that aside, all that aside, something worse than being delusional is being bad at football. Right? Right?
Right. Mm-hmm.
And that's why, for this week's stat line of the week,
That
Quentin Johnston. He had 5 targets and 0 receptions for 3 drops.
Nice.
He's back to the form we all know and love him.
he had a historically bad game. That was
Historically bad.
possibly bad.
So, rather be delusional than be Quentin Johnston against the Ravens on Monday Night Football.
You know, we don't want to be the stat line of the week, but I do know an award that people do want to be.
Oh, and what award is that?
It might have something to do with mascots.
No way. Like being the greatest ever mascot
It might
on
just
Footballers Anonymous?
Might just be.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. We want to get a mascot to guest star with us on the pod. That is right. But in order to do that, we need your guys' help to get your mascot that award. We need you to help us grow. That means following us on our socials, our TikTok, our Instagram, our Facebook ? I'm just going to start saying that every week. We can get you some Minion memes if you'd like. We need you to subscribe it up on the YouTubes. Leave comments to be featured on the comment of the week. Leave questions that we can answer for you. Make sure to drop a like on the video. You can share it with people, if you think they might like us. And if you don't think they might like us, then definitely send them our way because we love haters. Shout out Dylan.
You know what's funny?
What's funny?
Footballers Anonymous on Facebook has one single post, and it's a Minion meme.
Exercise. Listening to Footballers Anonymous. Whoa.
Whoa.
Crazy. Facebook's complicated. Somehow. I don't know.
No, it's not.
It's being
No,
stupid.
just post Minion memes and call it a day.
Yeah, right.
Guys, do you smell that? It smells kind of bad.
We told you to take a bath before you started recording. That's on you.
No, it's not me. I think it's, or maybe it is me because it smells like a baddie.
You are not a baddie.
Or like a bad piggy.
Yo, I love that game.
Dude,
Shout out
game.
Bad Piggies.
Gas game.
Gas.
Game.
Bad Piggies
Yeah.
is like my favorite game.
You know who
So
also
gas.
isn't a baddie because they don't have a girlfriend?
Michael.
Michael.
You
Dude.
lock in, bro.
Michael.
Lock in.
Michael,
Lock
man.
in.
Michael.
Lock in.
Hey, Michael, just get a haircut. You'll be good, bro. Trust.
Exactly.
Trust.
Exactly.
Boy, you can't get any baddies
Oh, any
without
baddies.
from Footballers Anonymous because we always love talking about them baddies.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for your favorite part of every Footballers Anonymous episode. We got some baddies for you. For those of you who don't know, every week we make power rankings, and then we all make our own individual power rankings and then average them all together to make our group. No, we're not doing that anymore. Our group power rankings, okay? And then we get one power rankings list. Unfortunately, because we do that and we disagree sometimes, based off of the math that we do, there can be some ties, in which case we have to discuss the ties. This time, we had two that were not in our bottom 3 or our top 12 that we talked about off screen and decided. But we have two that we're going to be talking about for you today. One of which might possibly be for the Ultra Baddie Award. Ooh.
That's a crazy tie right there.
That's a crazy tie right there.
Just threw
Oh.
it. Just completely discarded it.
Listen, it'll be okay. It's a tie.
So, coming in with our first spot on the baddies at number 30 in our power rankings, we have the Jacksonville Jaguars. Was
They
anyone
lost another one to
surprised?
the bye week.
Every team, there's the last 3 weeks we've had a team lose to the bye week.
Unbelievable.
Even the Raiders, who weren't on the bye week.
Well, they lost to the bye week again this week. This week they lost, and they lost to them. They lost to the Tuesday, man. I mean, it's happening sometimes.
No way,
They
that's
played the Broncos.
that's crazy because we have the Raiders are another baddie this week, but
Whoa.
they are competing for the Ultra Baddie title with none other than the team led by Tommy DeVito himself, the New York Giants.
I really think that the Giants should earn the Ultra Baddie Award after breaking up with Daniel Jones.
I think I'm going to agree with that. I think they deserve it.
But Daniel Jones is the ultra baddie. So if anything, they got better because he's a baddie. Hey, he pulled K Adams. He's a baddie.
K Adams, that's right.
True.
Listen, the Giants have gone 10 games in a row without intercepting a pass. All right, and former Giant Xavier McKinney has 7. So, but at the end of the day, the Raiders are just worse. The Raiders are horrid. The Raiders are just so bad. They have nothing going for them, and they just lost Gardner Minshew. They have nothing going for them at all.
Yeah, but neither do the Giants.
They just got rid of Daniel Jones. They have Tommy Cutlets. I think that's an improvement.
Yeah, but the Raiders are gonna get Aiden O'Connell, and then they're gonna get Daniel Jones.
They're not gonna get Daniel Jones.
Who else is gonna get?
And if they do get Daniel Jones, they'll be even better. So I'm putting the Raiders at 32. I put the Raiders at 32 for like 8 consecutive weeks. I think.
I have to give the Ultra Baddie Award to the Giants this week. This week was like the worst week in like this season for the Giants.
You know what's funny? The Giants beat the Seahawks earlier in the season.
There you go. Giants, you get the Ultra Baddie Award this week. But now we're going to talk about a team that is they're just
anyway. So
we're going to talk about the Bears.
It's blocked.
Bears.
It's blocked.
All right, twice, just like it has been in the past 2 weeks. Anyway, yeah, we had another kick blocked this week against the Viking. This game was something. We came back from an 11-point deficit with 2 minutes left. We scored a touchdown, got the 2-point, recovered the onside kick. The first time an onside kick has been recovered this season, and then we kicked the field goal, just to play disgustingly in overtime. But some key notes for the game: Tremaine Edmonds became the youngest player in NFL history to play 100 games. Shout out Alex. The Bills had Tremaine Edmonds. Caleb Williams has already broken the Bears rookie quarterback passing yards. He has 2,356. That's already the most in franchise history. Matt Eberflus, he threw a challenge flag on Jordan Addison's 69-yard play. His reasoning was because it was explosive, you have to challenge it, even if you don't have the best favor on your side. He's an idiot. I want him gone. All right? Completely gone. More on Eberflus. The Bears are 0-6 this season in one-score games. In Eberflus's tenure since 2022, the Bears are 5-18.
Yeah.
You're so bad. You're so bad. Williams, okay. Williams, though. Williams, you are amazing. Williams, you played amazing football. They compared you to Patrick Mahomes on the stream.
Okay,
during the game,
to be fair, any quarterback who does anything good is instantly compared to Patrick Mahomes.
Facts. But it was a great play. He was on the run, dumped it right into DeAndre Swift's bucket, 40 yards downfield.
What he threw it into the dirt.
But with Williams, he's already on pace to have one of Chicago's best passing seasons. He's 37 yards behind McMahon's best season. He's 207 behind Fields' best season, 357 behind Luckman's best season, only 868 behind Trubisky's best season. He's 1,457 yards behind Cutler. And then the Bears' best quarterback season came from Eric Kramer, who Williams is currently 1,483 yards behind. In order to break that, he would have to average almost 250 passing yards in the next 6 games, which isn't 100% likely, but I think it's very likely that he finishes right around where Trubisky finished. So,
not anywhere near
yeah,
as good though.
No.
Trubisky only played that well just to give players like Williams like a chance to shine.
But I think now might be a good time to debut a little something that we here at Footballers Anonymous hold dear to our hearts. Alex partook in this delectable not too long ago, and recently I stumbled upon the Chicago Bears Tostitos. So
yo,
that's wild.
That's
the Bears
wild.
The Bears are 0-1 since I came into possession of these.
That's crazy.
There we go.
Tostitos when I go up to Buffalo.
Yeah,
I was gonna say I'm going to Arizona for Christmas. I'll keep my eyes out for some Cardinals Tostitos.
I will not open these until all 3 of us have team affiliated Tostitos.
That's an episode.
That's crazy.
Right, it's truly a historical item of Footballers Anonymous.
Thank you, Tostitos.
Because you went into the effort. We're going into the effort to find these Tostito bags. Can we talk about the lack of effort y'all had on the last kick versus the Vikings, where the Vikings just kicked it in and your Bears players just didn't even run a block?
No, we can't talk about it because it doesn't matter anymore. So,
you could have.
I'm gonna throw a dart. I'm gonna throw a dart at a board and say that the Bears are the best 4-7 team in the NFL right now.
The Bengals.
No.
Yeah, the Bengals.
I'd still say the Bears are better right now.
That is a terrible take.
I'm still gonna make that claim. And I'd say we're the best 5-6 team in the NFL too.
Well, the Bears just suck. But it's okay because there are lots of teams that don't just suck. So we're gonna get into our top 12.
Okay. Whatever.
We're gonna get into our top 12. Oh, you disagree?
They all suck.
Every team in the NFL is garbage.
Honestly, yeah.
Okay.
Every team in the UFL is better than every team in the NFL.
Okay, let's not stretch that. All right, top 12, number 12.
Okay, number 12, we have the Arizona Cardinal. Look, I don't have much to say about what happened this week. All I have to say is, first off, people need to calm down, okay? Yes, it was a gross game, but it's not like the season is collapsing, okay? People are just like this. Yeah, it's bad. People are freaking out about this game. The Cardinals took notes from the Bears' offensive line. Okay, it was terrible. Murray took so many sacks. You know it's bad when Murray does not even get a chance to run. The Cardinals' offensive line has never been good, but Murray always at least has a chance to use his legs. There were so many times that he got sacked just because he barely even had his hands on the ball before the line just broke. It was terrible. It led to a very painful pick six. And yeah, the only thing that was good about this offense was Marvin Harrison still looked good. He had a almost touchdown catch. It was a very good catch if he had just put his foot down. And Trey McBride is just the GOAT of this offense. He looks great. The Cardinals have now lost their last 6 games against the Seahawks, either by 1 or 10 points, every single time. But the Seahawks social media teams got a little bit personal with Kyler Murray, like they don't play him again in 2 weeks. So this is going to be a very personal game for him and for the whole team. So I think that'll be exciting. That's all I really have to say about the Cardinals. The Cardinal, sorry. Right. I think they got confused and thought that they were still in the bye week.
And for the record, the Cardinal is Trey McBride. He is the Cardinal.
He is the Cardinal right now.
When we say Arizona Cardinal, we mean Trey McBride.
We do.
Fly
Coming in
high.
at
Wait, no, he's not.
coming in at number 11, we have the Los Angeles Chargers. I think this is a bit of a weird placing, but I mean, it's fine.
I mean, I feel like people honestly forget that they're playing really good football, and Herbert is looking amazing. Um, they're 7-4, or no, they're 7-5 now. But going into Monday Night Football, they were 7-4, and they put up a good fight against the Ravens.
It wasn't a great fight. I mean, it wasn't a bad fight, but
They're 7-4. The Broncos are 7-5.
Okay, so so I was right the first time. Going into this game, they were 7-3. They're 7-4. They still have a pretty good record. They're still in competition for the division, kind of. Not really the division, but for a playoff spot.
Yeah.
So they're actually just kind of a pretty good team at the end of the day.
In almost any other division, they would be in contention, but they have the Chiefs, and they're just gonna keep barely winning games.
Not with Buffalo.
Okay. Yeah. Coming in at number 10, we have the OG Tostitos team, the Washington Commanders. Maybe you believe me about Cliff Kingsbury now. I called this.
I sent Carson a message after the game. I said, Carson, props to you. You were correct. That Kingsbury midseason collapse is definitely in effect.
It's real.
Man, they had even though that they had some offensive woes a couple weeks ago, that at least they had some offense at the end of this game for the last 3 minutes, like both teams did. But honestly, I think the highlight of this game was the fact that Washington might have had the worst special teams game in like NFL history. Like
it was terrible.
It was bad. Like they need to seriously look at that special teams coach and that special teams unit. If that's a problem that keeps persisting that horrendously, that needs to be fixed immediately.
CeeDee Lamb even had something to say about it. He said, shout out to the Commanders kicker Austin Seibert. He went to OU with me. He gave us this one. That's a crazy statement. That is I can't even say anything about that because he was terrible, but that's just a crazy statement from CeeDee Lamb, especially based on where his team is right now. Moving on to number 9, we have the Minnesota Vikings. I still don't believe in this team.
Low.
It's because of me.
I disagree, Carson.
Genuinely. I know you do.
They're 8-2, guys.
They're 8-2, yes. But
look at them the last couple weeks.
2 games real quick. I just want to point out 2 games real quick. The game against us, they didn't play poorly. They actually played a really good game. Both teams played really good games. But they were shooting themselves in the foot a few times. They had a few mistakes. Jordan Addison played amazing. Hawkinson was playing amazing, I think, for the first time this season, really. And Justin Jefferson's a real team player. He said in an interview after the game, he said it's either you go crazy or your teammates go crazy. Something along those lines. And that's what happened. He did absolutely nothing. But his teammates did, in fact, go crazy. Aaron Jones has really picked up. But then the other game I want to point out is their game against the Jaguars, where it was 12-7. They won off field goals. They're winning. They're just not winning in the most impressive ways. So they're still a good team, but I can't remember exactly where I put them. But I didn't put them super low.
I wouldn't say the Chiefs are winning in the most impressive ways either. I do want to note, in terms of just the Vikings in general, I think their game against Chicago was really good. Another thing I wanted to add was Ian throughout this game was like, Justin Jefferson's done nothing, but now he's gonna have like a 50-yard bomb at the end of the game. It's gonna look like
I did say that. The whole time I was telling me after the game winning or the game tying kick to send us to overtime. I hopped on the phone with Alex and I kept telling him Justin Jefferson has done nothing this game. It's gonna be just like Christian Watson last week. Nothing. He didn't have a 60-yard. I was like, "What's not gonna be 60? It's gonna be 52." And then I had to watch as he caught a pass and it went 20 yards, and I was so scared that I was gonna go for 50 for a second, and it didn't even matter anyway because I just continued to march down the field. So I was, yeah.
Oh. Yeah,
You
I
know,
don't I don't believe in this
I
team.
I do understand being a good team and losing to the Jaguars in embarrassing fashion. We lost the Urban Meyer Jaguars 9-6, so
Look, listen, I could be very well proven wrong. This Sunday the Cardinals play the Vikings, so I'll get a
this is
much
true.
better look at them, and there's a good chance, a very good chance, that I'll be coming on the podcast next week and saying, "Hey guys, I was wrong about the Vikings. My fault. I just still don't
Hear,
believe in Sam Darnold."
hear me out. If the Vikings win, you put them top 5.
Well, it
Well,
depends on how everyone else plays.
pause.
Um, but I will be giving them much more credit than I have if they
Yeah.
win that game. Coming in at number 8, we have the Denver Broncos. Alex's dark horse team.
Love this
Dark
team.
horse. More like Dark
Bo,
Bronco.
Bo Nix. The
It's
rookie
okay.
The rookie go right now.
Yes. Shout out
He is
Mitch
that.
Trubisky.
Bo Nix joins Aaron Rodgers, Drew Brees, Tom Brady, and Patrick Mahomes for quarterbacks with 20 plus total touchdowns and 2 or fewer turnovers in a 10-game span within a season. Not rookie season, a season.
Those are some crazy names to
Company.
be up with. Those are some crazy names.
Bo Nix has been playing really good football. I'm gonna be honest. I I didn't have a lot of faith when he started out. Alex put a lot of faith in Bo Nix, and it's paying off. He's playing really good football. I admit I was wrong about him.
Yeah,
The
I'll admit
I
that.
mean the Broncos. I don't think anyone expected them to be good this season at all. But here they are, and they're actually playing some pretty good football. Granted, they
I
beat the Raiders this week, so it's not super impressive. But they're looking at everything else, they do deserve to be in the top 10.
didn't necessarily expect them to be good until I saw them actually play a little bit after. Once I saw them, actually, I kind of got high on them as soon as they beat the Bucks, and I watched Bo Nix ball out, and that's why I started getting high on it. I just kept going up from that. So I've been on the wagon for a minute, but as soon as I got the first win, but I love Bo Nix.
Coming in at number 7, we have the Green Bay Packers. They played a good game against San Francisco. They did.
did.
And, I
They
mean,
did.
San Francisco is a very injured squad, but even then, they still put up a lot of points. And it was a good game offensively, defensively. They did all the right things.
I will say, all right, Josh Jacobs, you're playing amazing football, right? I got to give you your credit. Josh Jacobs is playing amazing football. Someone who's not playing amazing football, Jordan Love. You're still overrated. You're still a bum. While I was watching this game, all right, I didn't even watch the full game. When I was watching, I witnessed 2, arguably 3 dropped interceptions. Okay, and 1 interception in the end zone that got called back for a penalty. So just saying, you're still a bum, Jordan Love. But the rest of the team is actually playing some pretty good football.
I can get behind that. Coming in at number 6, we have the Pittsburgh Steelers. After a rough game in Cleveland, they
So
must have forgot to order that W.
There's one thing you can always count on with the Steelers, and that's George Pickens doing some crazy, just something crazy. At the end of this game, there was a Hail Mary attempt, and he was just he was against the stands,
yeah.
just in an altercation when I believe it was Ozzie Newsome, just not even playing football.
There's actually 2 things you can guarantee. And the second one, Steelers fans know it's Mike Tomlin teams playing down to competition.
Correct.
They do it
Yeah.
all the time, and it actually bit them this time. So there are 3 losses this year. I want to highlight it's against the Browns, the Colts, and the Cowboys. That is an embarrassing lineup.
Yeah, number 5, the Kansas City Chiefs, almost
They're
going a lot lower.
Okay, I will say that. Yeah, I was not convinced the Panthers would win, but when they tied the game, I was like, if Kansas City screws this up, somehow Carolina's winning. That I knew they wouldn't, but like, oh man,
It was a
Bryce.
good rush by Patrick Mahomes that
Oh
saved
man,
them.
oh man.
It,
That's true.
It
It
shouldn't have come
wasn't.
down to that, but it was a pretty good play.
It was a good run. Great run, and honestly, it was not nearly as bad as the one against the Niners. Like that was actually a genuinely. I was like, okay, he took the game there because he played
He
a
did.
he finally played good. Granted, it was the Panthers defense, but
Something that should be noted is that we have 3 quarterbacks who have put up 25 plus points against the Chiefs this season, and that is Josh Allen, Joe Burrow,
Mhm.
and Bryce Young. Go Bryce
all I'm
Young.
saying, all I'm saying, I think Bryce Young and C.J. Stroud swapped a little bit this week.
A little bit. It's a good game
We
from
didn't even
Bryce
talk
Young.
about. Wait, I'm sorry. We didn't even talk about C.J. pulling a Dan Orlovsky.
he technically didn't. He technically got saved from pulling it because he got pushed slash tackled out
He
of it.
was honestly, I think he was already in the back of the end
If
zone.
if he didn't, he was already heading towards it. If there was no defender, he would have stepped out of bounds. But he did get influenced by a defender enough to the point where you can blame it on the defender.
Either way, but
Either
also
way, yeah.
Also, I like looking at D'Amico Ryan's face when that happened. It was
Mm-hmm.
like his eyes were wide open. He was like, "Okay, then." That was weird. Sorry. Number 4.
Number four,
Correct.
yeah. Yeah, and we're number 4, we have the Baltimore Ravens, who definitely have redeemed themselves a little bit this week. Very Ravens thing to do. Just lose a really, really bad game and then beat a good team.
Yeah.
They're good at bouncing back. They just are. Especially with the Harbaughs coaching against each other. This was a very important game for the Ravens to win. They did.
Yeah, this was the first week of the season in which Derrick Henry did not have a rushing touchdown,
Crazy.
but he did still have over 100 yards. So
He's still cooked. Him
still
and
still
Bark.
amazing.
Still cooked
Him and
him.
Bark. Him and Barkley.
And Barkley, you mean like one of the players in one of the teams tied for our next 2 teams? That's
I'm not
right,
as
ladies and gentlemen. The Bills have entered a tie like every single week.
No.
And we have another
Honestly,
one
this
for
one is
2 and
justified.
3.
I honestly almost put the Eagles above Buffalo. This one is justified. They are playing amazing football, and I would not be mad if the Eagles were out of Buffalo this week because we were
It's
on
the
the bye.
Eagles and the Bills for 2 and 3.
Quick note on Buffalo because there's literally nothing to say besides the fact that we were on the bye week. Instead of being like Kyler Murray and ordering New York pizza, Josh Allen just decided to play for the 49ers for a week.
Correct. And he did not play
Correct.
good football.
Forgot to mention, I sold my soul, so if the Bills win the Super Bowl, you'll know why.
Yeah, he sold his soul.
Yeah.
For the Bills.
Carson, you're next. I'm still on my contract.
I already have. We talked about this earlier this season. I already did. It didn't
Did you
work.
sell your soul for a good quarterback? Is that what happened?
No, I sold
Me.
my soul back in
No.
2009 when I was 4. But the issue is the Steelers had the blood demon on their side, so I still lost.
So we're cooked. Well, I'm making my attempt this time. I don't think I'm beating Patrick Mahomes' black magic, but we'll see what happens.
I haven't. My soul has meant nothing since 1985.
Meanwhile, the Eagles, I was about to say something good, and then I read our notes and it said
Listen.
Brandon Graham is out for the season. That's not
Yeah,
good, but
definitely good. He tore his triceps, I believe.
Mhm.
Ooh,
So he's done. He's done so. Which
yikes.
kind of sucks. He's definitely been playing good football.
Something actually good though. They're 7-0 since Nick Sirianni shaved his head.
Was that the answer?
Detroit and Philly are undefeated after losing to Tampa Bay.
The best head coach winning percentage since 1950, with a minimum of 50 games, consists of John Madden at 759, Vince Lombardi at 738, George Allen at 712, and Nick Sirianni at 694. He is the fourth. He currently has the 4th best head coach win percentage since 1950.
See, it's funny because all the Eagles fans want his head, and honestly, last year and coming into this year, I saw it a little bit, but he is definitely. I mean, they're picking it up very nicely. So I think they're calming on Sirianni a
I
little
mean,
bit,
I
even though
think
he's a
it's
little
just
bit.
more about
I mean,
his demeanor and how he
yeah,
represents the
I think
team.
that's
Yeah.
more.
He's
Yeah,
definitely done some questionable things as a person, but as a coach, I'd say he's pretty good. And it definitely helps having Saquon Barkley at running back
Yeah.
and AJ Brown and Jalen Hurts, their connection. So
take Barkley, man. All right. I'm okay if y'all vote the Eagles above the Bills. I'm gonna
I
vote Buffalo, but you know
I do
me.
think the Eagles
I
are the better team. I have a lot more faith in the Eagles right now, and I'm a big Eagles believer right now. I think they're so much better.
I originally had the Bills at 2 and the Eagles at 3, but I think I'm actually going to take the Eagles. I was not confident in them at first, kind of similarly to how I feel about the Vikings, but for different reasons. Mostly because of Nick Sirianni, but clearly he's uh clearly he's getting the job done.
Oh
Saquon's
yeah.
a beast. I'll take Philly. We got to talk about the team that Pete Prisco has finally admitted to being number 1 in the league, even though we have been saying it this whole time. Pete Prisco is late. It's the Detroit Lions.
Yes, sir. Listen, Pete Prisco made some crazy comments. He said when he was talking about, he was like, "All right, listen." Like he knew the people were upset, and his reasoning was the Chiefs were undefeated. They had to be number one. And then he said the Lions are the best team in the league right
Right now,
now.
that's
He
insane.
put he put so much emphasis on right now. They've been the best team in the league for
That's
weeks,
Yeah.
crazy.
weeks.
Okay.
Lions playing amazing football, amazing, amazing football. Just shutting out teams. Just then, now granted, this week they didn't really put on as much of a show as we're used to. They only put up 24 points,
Only
but
20.
only 24. That's something in and of itself. The fact that I'm saying only 24 points is something in and of itself. So Lions are insane.
This is a friendly reminder that our power rankings are objectively better than Pete Prisco's.
Not objectively, factually.
Actually.
They just
Well,
are
that's
because they're ours and not his. All right, yeah, rolling it from the bottom, we have at ultra baddie the New York Giants. 31, the Las Vegas Raiders. 30, the Jacksonville Jaguars. 29, the New York Jets, who were originally tied with 28. The New England Patriots. 27, the New Orleans Saints. 26, the Tennessee Titans. 25, the Dallas Cowboys. 24, the Carolina Panthers, who were originally tied with 23, the Cleveland Browns. 22, we have the Indianapolis Colts. Next are the Chicago Bears at 21. 20, the Los Angeles Rams. 19, the Cincinnati Bengals. 18, the San Francisco 49ers. 17, the Atlanta Falcons. 16, the Miami Dolphins. 15, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. 14, the Houston Texans. 13, the Seattle Seahawks. 12, the Arizona Cardinals. 11, the Los Angeles Chargers. 10, the Washington Commanders. 9, the Minnesota Vikings. 8, the Denver Broncos. 7, the Green Bay Packers. 6, the Pittsburgh Steelers. 5, the Kansas City Chiefs. 4, the Baltimore Ravens. 3, the Buffalo Bills. 2, the Philadelphia Eagles. And 1, the Detroit Lions.
Lions logo of the week. Okay.
That's even funnier if you're listening in podcast form and you can't see Alex being the logo. Our games of the week.
Speaking of the Lions,
Yeah, our first game of the week. Listen, Bears versus Lions. All right, justification. One, we look so much better with Thomas Brown. The Bears and Lions have been playing on Thanksgiving for as long as I've been alive. We always play good on
Mm-hmm.
Thanksgiving. This game's always good. These teams both always play amazing on Thanksgiving and always play amazing against each other.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just gonna be a great game overall.
our second game of the week, we got to get ready for this one. It's a historical choke off between the Los Angeles Chargers and the Atlanta Falcons. We all know why Atlanta's in the choke bowl. I don't have to mention 28-3 again.
Whoa.
It's going to be an interesting one for sure in Atlanta.
Yeah, and so our last game is going to be the Eagles coming to the bank to play the Baltimore Ravens. We can't not pick this game. Okay, we've got 2 running backs that we have raved about every single week on this podcast,
best in the
Derrick
league.
Henry and Saquon Barkley. This is just going to be exciting. There's not much else to say about that. I'm really excited to see these 2 running backs duke it out.
they're making a case for running back MVP to come back.
Saquon especially.
Saquon
Yeah.
especially. Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining us on this episode of the Pete Prisco podcast.
No.
No.
We
That's
hope you
Not
enjoy.
even.
Okay, we hope you enjoyed this episode, and we hope to see you in the next one. Just remember, follow all our social media. Give your friend a Fanta for Thanksgiving. Show some love. We hope you enjoy your Thanksgiving with your families and with Footballers Anonymous. With that, Footballer Nation, let's ride.
You need to stop with that let's ride